Well, greetings, Business24 students. This is Mr. Doucette, and this is our winter session of business communications here at Norco College. And this is just a little video of me kind of introducing myself, as well as kind of going over some of the key aspects of our course that you'll want to know about. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And here I am. Welcome. My name is Eric Doucette. I've been teaching at Norco College since 2016. I'm the newest full-time business faculty here. I started in the summer of 2020, and so this is my fourth year now as a full-time instructor at Norco, and I've been teaching this class since 2016, one of the first classes I've ever taught, and I really enjoy this class. It's a little different online because it's not as it's a little easier to kind of communicate many of the principles and things that I really find to be important about this topic in person. It's a little harder to communicate via online, but I do have some videos and I do have some explanations and assignment explanations and things that I will be going over a little bit with you here in this video. But first off, what I wanted to show you how to do, in case you don't know how to do it yet, is to log into Canvas. Maybe this is your first class that you've taken. Chances are probably not, but maybe it is. So if so, you're just going to go to the Norco College website, and you're going to click the About button right up here on the very top menu, and then just come down to Canvas, select that. Of course, this entire course is run in Canvas. You will not need to go anywhere else but Canvas. There is an ebook linked to the class that you can also access, and I'll show you that. But basically, you're just going to log in. So for me, I already have all my accounts all set up. In your case, if this is your first time, you may need to use your birth date as your password and your email as your username. So email is your username, and then your password is going to be your birth date, which is usually the two digits of your month, 2 digits of your day, and then the 4 digits of your year. But there's also a little button that says if you need some help at the top for logging in, it'll explain what credentials it's looking for. But what you're going to do is once you log into Canvas, you're going to come to what's known as the Canvas dashboard, and this is where all of your courses will be visible as a folder. I have 2 winter courses, so they're right here that I'm going to be teaching this winter. So this is our class right here. By the way, we actually have 2 sections of this course, this session, which means that you could be in one or the other, but they're both merged into one Canvas shell. So I'm just going to select Business 24 right here, and that's going to bring me to what I call our home page in Canvas. And everything that you need to know is all right here in this home page. How to access the assignments, resources that are available to you to help you. And so I'm going to kind of go over this table with you so that you can kind of get a feel for what is available for you here in this table. First off, I have the syllabus right here. So if you ever just want to review the syllabus, you can click that. It'll open. You can also download it. The latest version of the syllabus will always be attached to the class that way. Even though I already emailed you one, there may have been some changes, so make sure you modules here, 1, 2, 3. This class is broken into 3 modules. Each module is going to be 2 weeks long in the winter session, so keep that in mind. This class is going to move quickly. I'll go over some of that in a minute. There is a Start Here button at the very top that I didn't tell you about yet. This is where you're going to go when you very first log into the class. So before you do anything else, just go to the Start Here. But I'm explaining all the rest of the buttons here just so you know what they are. But Start Here, we'll go there in just a minute. There is a Cengage link right here. This is for the ebook. So if you select that, it'll allow you to register for and access the ebook. There is a charge for that, but I believe it is still the least expensive option. But you will need the textbook, especially when it comes to the tests and exams and quizzes. There's some videos here of me a couple of years ago. I actually taught this class in person online, and so I recorded those, and so you can watch their Zoom sessions from the past, but I do cover a lot of the same content. There is a course details button right here that basically just gives you the description of the class. It also tells you what textbook to get, and it also gives you a schedule of everything for the year. It's the same thing as the last couple of pages of the syllabus. For the session, it'll give you the schedule. And then there's a help button you can kind of see right behind my picture there on the screen. This just gives you the phone number and the email address for the help desk, as well as for Cengage and Canvas. Actually, not Cengage, but Canvas. So you can also call them. There's also my contact information. If you have any problem with Canvas, you can call Canvas. If you have any issues at all with the class, you can call me or text me. I do give you my cell number. I also have my email address there. So any kind of help that you need, that's what the help button is there for. So make sure that you utilize that. So that's pretty much it. I'll show you the modules in just a second, but these are 2-week modules. This is where you're going to go to do your coursework. So based on the dates, the 2nd through the 14th in this case, you'll select Module 1. Once we're on the 15th, you'll select Module 2, and you'll work through all of the folders that are there for your coursework. But let's go ahead and click the Start Here button, because this is what matters the most when you get started. So you're going to come here. It's a welcome page. It basically is a little explanation from me about the class. There's a little link to a bio right here that tells you a little bit about me as far as my background and history, etc. There's also some interesting article here from Fast Company about the most important aspects of soft skills and skills and talents that recruiters are looking for today in business communications, or in business communications is one of those. So there's an article that kind of supports that. Then they get into some different things here. This is an online class. Like I mentioned, everything is done online. There is no set times to log in. There's no Zoom sessions. There's none of that. It's just all going to be online. So you're going to have to kind of be self-directed, although I've laid it out very simple for you. Here's also a picture of the book that you should be getting, as well as a link to register for the textbook if you've not done that yet. Then there's a way to navigate the class if you happen to be using a tablet or a phone. It's a little different, so I give you some tips on that right here. And then getting started is really what you need to focus on. So the first thing you want to do is read the syllabus. You can click the syllabus button right here, and you can open it, or you can open it on the home page. There's also an SLO pretest. This is just a 20-question test to see what you already know about business communications. So it's just really for me to gauge where you're at. Here again is another link to the textbook. If you want to order a hard copy of the book, or you want to get it from Amazon or from another place, you can search for it. You can also get it at the Norco bookstore, but just keep in mind you do not need an access code, because everything is in Canvas. There's no other website that you need to go to. All of the work is done right here. Once you've done those few things there, then you can go ahead and get started on your coursework by selecting module number 1 right here, or you can go to the home page and select module number 1. And again, here also is the schedule for the entire session that you can take a look at the very bottom of that page. So I'm going to go ahead and select module 1, should bring us there. And this would be the same thing as me going to the home page and selecting the round number 1. And what you'll see here is at the very top of the modules page, there is an introduction to Canvas. If you've never used it before, you might want to go through that. There's also a bio of me. It's the same one that I showed you before that's linked in the Start Here page. There's also the ebook right here. If you ever need to just access the ebook, you can select that, and it'll bring you to the registering for the ebook. And then once you've registered, every time you click that or any of the links I've provided for the ebook, it'll bring you right to the ebook. In fact, I'll go ahead and go there right now just to show you how it works. So it'll come up with a second page that you have to link to, and then it's going to open the ebook. And here's that's what you'll see on your screen here in just a few moments. It is the textbook, so you can read it right here in Canvas. Is probably the easiest way to do it. And then all the chapters you'll see in a moment on the left will be the table of contents, and then on the right. So here's all the table of contents right here. And then in the middle, you can read. You can also change pages by clicking the next page at the bottom right of the screen. And that's kind of how you'll read the chapters for the book. You're definitely going to want to read the book. You're definitely going to want to access the book, because, this is new material for a lot of you. These are things that maybe you don't know much about yet. And by reading the book and looking at the PowerPoint slides as well, you'll be able to get a good grasp of the content. And by the way, if you notice, I just clicked the home screen here. I kind of got out of where I was. So whenever you hit the home screen, it brings you back to this screen here. And we are in module number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And then this is going to show you your first week's assignment. So I already talked about this other material at the top. So week number 1, which is this first week, starting today, you have an initial and mandatory check-in assignment that you need to complete. This is just some personal questions about your educational journey. This is the pre-test I talked about earlier. This is a 20-question test to just see what you know already. You automatically get 10 extra credit points for both of those assignments when you do them. I've given you the PowerPoint for the 2 chapters that you need to study in week number 1, which is chapter 1 and chapter 12. Chapter 12 is on giving business presentations, and that's going to become very important here in a moment when I show you your first assignment. You will have a quiz every week on the chapters that you're studying. Actually, not every week. So every other week you'll have a quiz, and then every other week you'll have an exam. So this quiz happens to be on the 2 chapters that you're studying in week number 1. And then you have the first major assignment, and you only have 2 weeks to do this assignment. And I'm going to talk about that in just a minute here, but it's basically an individual presentation that you're going to record. You're going to create and record and upload to Canvas. So I'll come back to that in a minute because week number 2 is your module 1 as well, but you have 2 weeks to do module 1. So you have 2 weeks to basically do all the work that's in here, but you will have a check-in assignment. And what that check-in assignment is it's basically questions from the chapter that you have to look up. And the reason I do this is I want you to understand certain concepts and certain principles that are very important. It's my way of kind of getting you into the book, and it's your way of studying the book. So I've given you questions. There's anywhere from 2 to 4, usually 4 questions that you'll have to answer about the textbook and from the textbook. So that's the check-in assignment. That is something that is worth 20 points. So you need to do it every week. Here's the 4 questions. So there's 1 based on chapter 2, 1 based on chapter 3, and 1 based on chapter 4. And that's unfortunate, but week number 2, you have 3 chapters to read. And so you be prepared to do a lot of reading in a 6-week winter class. Then there is a homework assignment next week that you'll do, which is do's and don'ts of business writing. You actually I skipped it here in week number 1. You have a homework assignment every week. And the homework assignment is designed, this is very important, is designed to teach you something about one of the major assignments that you're going to be doing. So this class is going to consist of 1 recorded presentation and then 4 papers. They're short papers. One's a memo, one's a letter, one's an email, one's your resume. And so every homework assignment is equipped or is designed to equip you to do the writing assignment. In this case, the homework assignment is to equip you to do the individual presentation recording. So you have do's and don'ts of business presentations. That's week number 1. And then you're going to be starting your individual presentation that I mentioned. And then in week number 2, you're going to be doing a homework assignment, do's and don'ts of business writing. And that one's a video of me going over, do's and don'ts of it. So you just watch the video and basically create your list. And that's going to become important as we move into the 3rd week, where we're going to start doing our first business writing assignment, which is a routine positive memo. So we'll be coming back to that. But anyway, so those are the homework assignments. Again, you have one every week. So next week, week number 3, your homework is going to be elements of a memo. And the whole design of this assignment is to teach you how to format a memo properly. So that way, when you write the memo, you know what to do. And that's how all of the homework assignments are. The next week after that will be elements of an email. The next week after that will be a job search that will tie into your resume. And then the final week will be elements of a letter, as you're going to be writing a persuasive letter. So those are the 4 writing assignments that you will have in this course. So let me back up then to this individual presentation. So I'll give you a little explanation on that. There is a video, by the way, that you can watch of me going over this assignment in a Zoom session. That'll give you a lot more details. But basically what you're going to do in this assignment is you're going to be creating a PowerPoint presentation of your 4 life's most significant events. So basically sit down, make a scratch list, we call it, of all the events, major events of your life, and then pick out of that list the 4 most significant. And then you're going to create a PowerPoint presentation in PowerPoint where you're going to create 1 slide for each of those presentations or each of those significant events. And then you're going to record yourself giving the presentation, and you can do it all in PowerPoint. And I explain all of that in the assignment. I give you all the details. Here's the easiest way to record it is in PowerPoint. PowerPoint has the ability to record with video. So it'll be a picture of you, it'll be your PowerPoint slides, and it'll be a recording of you giving the presentation. And so you have 2 weeks to do this assignment. This first week, I just want to highly recommend that what you do is you create your PowerPoint slides this week. So first figure out your 4 significant life events. you should have a navigation slide that lays all 4 of them out, and then a slide for each one of the 4 significant events. And then if you want to recap at the end, or you want to just do, ask questions at the end, you can. I give you a sample of my presentation in this assignment as well that I've done for this class. If you took this class live, I would actually give the presentation to you. But it's down here. There's a sample of my presentation, but it's not a recording. It's just the PowerPoint to give you an idea. And so this is a major assignment. It's worth 100 points, but it's also worth 20% of your grade. So if you don't do this assignment, you automatically are starting off with a C in the class, so or a B. So I would definitely make sure that you do it and get it done. But it's 20% of your grade, and if you don't do it, that means you start at 80%, and you can earn up to 80%. So yeah, that would be a B maximum score that you could get at that point. So don't ignore the assignment if you have any issues or troubles. And I will say that students do have a hard time uploading the file. It becomes fairly large sometimes. So, and it has to be 5 minutes long, by the way. It cannot be a second over 5 minutes long. So it could be between 4:30 and 5. After that, you start losing points for your time. But keep in mind, when you go to upload it, it may give you some trouble. Worst case scenario, you may need to upload it to YouTube and then create a link. It'll create a link when you do, and you can copy the link into this assignment as your submittal. And then that way, you have a submittal, and I can go watch the video as well as other students can. So anyway, you're going to be starting that this week. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me about that. But I would say start your PowerPoint presentation this week, week number 1, and then week number 2, focus on practicing it and then recording it and uploading it by the end of the week. So, and then you also have the end of next week, your first exam, and that's based off of chapters 1 through 4 and chapter 12. So again, this class moves quickly. This is normally a 16-week class. I've never taught it as an 8-week class, and now we're doing it in 6. So I did remove a lot of the homework assignments and quizzes that I normally would have. So it is a little bit less work, but you do have quite a bit in a short amount of time. This is a fully transferable college course. So when you go to move up to university, they will accept this course as your business communications for your bachelor's degree. So that's why it's a highly critical course. But anyway, so that's pretty much it for the first week. And just to kind of get you started on the class, make sure that you read the announcements every week. I communicate predominantly through announcements. You'll be getting 2 announcements every week, and they'll explain fully what you need to do. And then very, very important, make sure you thoroughly read the assignment instructions, because probably the biggest problem that I have with students not doing well on an assignment is they never read or didn't clearly read the instructions, and then they didn't do it correctly. So make sure you read them. But that's it for today. It's a long video. Usually they're only like 10 minutes long, but I had a lot to cover. If you have any questions or issues, don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can text me, you can email me, and I'm really quick at getting back to students. So I want to see you succeed in the class, and I believe that you will. If you just do the assignments that I've given, you will learn a lot, and I promise when you're done, you will have thoroughly enjoyed everything that you learned in this course. So have a great session, everybody, and I look forward